I'd rather lead the league, LeBron, Hakeem, Kareem the league, to be the next MC to show these kids where they can dream to reach. My niggas don't got MBAs, but carry grade A THC, bonding over flipping birds like Tweedledum and Tweedledee.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and peace and love and salute to everybody tuning in. You know that the keyboard fell because I'm about to introduce a heavyweight. That's why, you know, it can feel. And welcome to Buckle Up, you guys. Very, very special guest in the building. Last week, I actually met, you know, 3 members of the circle, aka Keys, 80 Proof, He's the Bully, and G-Salih, Makankum Khali. You weren't with us, but you are somebody that is very, very mad passionate and just mad talented. And we definitely, of course, you know, missed you. But the reason why we're talking right now is because you just dropped this EP called More in Store. And we want to sit down with you and talk to you about it because, man, I heard it and I have some questions and I just want to salute you. So first of all, man, assalamu alaikum and welcome to Buckle Up, man. How you doing, G?
I'm doing great. Alaikum salam, HASS. Thank you so much for having me, bro. It's been a long time overdue. I wish we could have done this in person, but I'm real glad to be here.
Oh man, God bless, bro. Again, More in Store is actually out right now. Go stream it, you guys. It's a 6 records, right? And but before we dive, I want to talk to you about it. How long did it take you, like, to kind of complete this project?
That's a good question. So yeah, it's six records. So these 6 songs have been kind of like in a vault of 30 plus songs that I did last year. Just, you know, throughout the COVID lockdown and everybody at home, I did maybe 30, 40 songs, and these 6 songs were ones that stood out to us. And we were like, okay, let's get them out. Let's get them out to the people. It was very unplanned, but we had already had like a very like a basis to a lot of these. And so I finished them up this year and we put them out.
Why these records? Like you said, you have a lot of more records. Why these records in this EP?
So these records, so the crazy thing is, me, when I say we, I mean me, my amazing team, my producers, shout out Ahmad and shout out Rimaz and all the homies. We sat down with all of these records and pretty much like we've been playing them on loop throughout last year and this year. These 6 records stood out because they were the most diverse of the group. You know, they kind of showed like the diverse range of where my sound and my artistry has developed over the past few years since the last EP I dropped, Jihad, in 2019. So it was really good, gave you a really well-rounded picture of how much my artistry has developed.
Wow. And see, that's again part of being an artist, is that you start thinking about these things, because I really felt a lot of vulnerability in this one, and yet confidence. You're flexing. Yes, it's definitely diverse. I give you that. What was it? Why 6 again? Like, was it like 6 khalas perfect? The other songs, you know, was it, why not an album?
So this EP, so we decided to do 6 because we wanted to keep it an EP. We didn't necessarily want to do album yet. So there are others that we're working on. And we actually, so about a year and a half ago, I'll tell you Hass's story. A year and a half ago, me and my brother Ahmad, we sat down, and it was a very like turbulent time in my life, a very time where a lot of things were changing. You know, I had graduated from university. I was like entering a period of my life where I'm like, do I pursue music full time, or do I go into the job market, or do I try to balance both? Or, you know, and we have the pressures, you know, culturally of our family, and coming from a Sudanese household, it's like you're expected to like graduate and it's either lawyer, doctor, or something within that range, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like you're expected to go out and to, you know, start your foundation, and there's certain stigmas around following pursuits, like, you know, artistic pursuits. So we sat down, and it's a very like turbulent time in my life, and I actually had the pleasure of going to Sudan during that year, 2019, and coming back, and that gave me a lot of perspective, and, you know, just allowed me to like tap into myself. And throughout all of 2020, I spent it reflecting. And so Ahmad was like, yo, this is a perfect moment for you to take everything that you're reflecting on and all the things that, you know, you're starting to understand about this life, you know, very changing time in your life, and put that into the music. So we sat down and we thought about, okay, how can we put together a project, you know, to that kind of depicts all these different experiences that I was going through. We've been working on that project for about almost 2 years now. That project, we decided, okay, we're going to take our time with this, and there's a concept to it. We're still working on that project now. This project, More in Store, was a result of all the music that we created for that project. And just, you know, I'm always creating. I'm always in the studio. I create in here. This is like my little home studio in my house, but I'm always creating. And so this project stemmed from, okay, we know that project is coming, and we're still working through it. So let's take out the 6 most defining, you know, tracks of how much my artistry and my sound has developed in this time.
Yeah.
And let's put it out for people so they can hear that and give them just a little something before we drop the album. So
love that.
That's why it's called More in Store.
When are you planning, you know, to drop the you know, the project that you were talking about? And what do you think are your trip to Sudan, that trip, in what way did it inspire you, Aslan, to write whatever you wrote?
So I'll answer your first question, but not really answer it. So
yeah,
we don't necessarily have a release date yet. We're still working through it. But if you look closely at some of the things that we did with the cover art and with the content and with the stuff that's in the project, there's certain hints there.
Okay.
So there's hints as to when we're expecting to drop it. But, you know, I won't mention that. I'll leave that for the fans. But
nice.
To your second question, Sudan.
Yeah.
So 2019 was the first time I went back to Sudan in about 12 years.
Wow.
And the first time in 12 years, I think the last time I went before then was, I was like maybe 12 years old or something. And coming to Sudan this time in 2019, in December, and seeing, you know, through an adult lens and like a clearer perspective of life, seeing Sudan and seeing the, you know, life there and the culture and experiencing, just being immersed in it was so different, you know, from going when I was younger. And so it gave me the opportunity to kind of like connect with it in a different way, connect with my culture in a different way, you know, being away from Sudan. And I'm sure a lot of first generation Americans or, you know, diaspora, Sudanese diaspora, or, you know, diaspora anywhere, resonate with the fact of being away from your home country and your parents or your family trying to create like a little microcosm of that, you know, wherever you are outside of Sudan or outside of your country. And so, you know, they've done their best to preserve that here in the States. Obviously, it's come with challenges and like so many different pulls from American culture. American is such a mix of cultures, you know. So going there and actually tapping in with the culture in such a raw way, in a pure way, was beautiful because it allowed me to just sit and understand my roots better, if that makes sense. So, so it really was beautiful experience, and I got to see the people and how they live, and, you know, feel connected to all the things that I've learned throughout my life. And my Arabic got better, and I sat down with my family, you know, my family that I haven't seen in so long, and they embraced me as if they've seen me every day for the past 12 years, you know.
I mean, beautiful. No, that's really beautiful. Do you look, guilty is not the word here, but do you feel that you can rap in Arabic more, like sometimes after being in Sudan, or no, that didn't, you know, like that didn't change? You still, obviously, you still never forget where you come from. You always rep Sudan. Specifically, you are part of a group called The Circle, which talks about, you know, Sudan. So like, I don't think you know, you can escape Sudan, but it's beautiful what you just said. But do you feel, did it ever cross your mind? Does it pressure you, you know, to throw in Arabic sometimes, or no?
It's a great question, Haas. My uncle, as we were leaving to the airport on the last day, my last day in Sudan, was like, "يا أخي تعمل لنا أغنية بالعربي يا أخي." I was like, no, but that's something a lot of my family and some of the homies would say. But for me, it's more so, it's two things. So I would love to rap in Arabic. I just feel as though English is such like has become like such like a home like
Wait,
first language.
one second. I don't want to cut you. You say you'd love to rap in Arabic. Like, are you capable, like, to do it?
That's the thing. That's the thing. So I don't know how well I would be able to rap in Arabic. I tried. Trust me, I tried before. But then I listen back and I'd be like, damn, I don't know how to use this word, or I mispronounced this word. And then be like, did you mean table or bottle, man? Like, you using the wrong words here. So my Arabic is like good at a fundamental level. I don't know if I could reach the same complexity that I do with the English words in Arabic. You get what I mean? Yeah. But I'd love to tap into it and mess around with it.
I like that you're at least thinking about it. Yeah, no, I like that fact, because it's and look, I don't put people in boxes, and I have evolved personally in that. Like, before I had a certain opinion, and now I've been doing this thing for quite some time now. I really believe, like, it is within you. It doesn't really matter if it's time to do it. If you feel it's right, then it's right. Okay, more in store.
Still waiting for a big smile out of you. You're up 2-0. What's the story? Are you not happy, or you're only half happy, or?
Still to be happy about.
You're up 2-0.
Job's not finished. Job finished? No, I don't think so.
The artwork itself, beautiful. Just wow. Two different ones. What am I missing? Educate me.
So shout out to Remaz real quick. I have to give her a shout out.
Shout out to her. She worked on both.
This whole thing. Remaz, and shout out Josie, who edited, photoshopped a lot of it. Remaz is kind of like helped me a lot with the creative direction in terms of this EP and this release.
Love it.
So she
shout out definitely to Remaz, bro. Definitely shout out to her, because there's a certain aesthetic, or there's a certain vibe that I really, really love. So salute.
Big salute, Remaz. And she's brilliant in terms of capturing a vision. And she actually took that photo in the album cover art, which is that one that has the more in store at the top. Okay. And we'll walk it through. So that's the cover art. The other one is a track list that Josie did. I had an amazing idea to do. So
beautiful. I love it. It's so interesting. Like, obviously, like, very cool, bro. Like, wow. Item count 6 total, blah, blah, blah. Just, card holder, everything, all the details. And it's simple, but the way it came together, really cool. How important is like the team for you? Because, like, I see you rolling with mashallah, you have the circle, you got your own team as well, in a way. And how important is that for you, G?
Shout out to Circle, and shout out the team. People collaborating with other people is one of the most important things to me. Because no one person can do great things on their own. You got to surround yourself with people who are like-minded, who are also share the same vision as you, and who are willing to get down and do the work with you. And I can't thank enough my teams. This is all one big team. The Circle and the team that I work with directly on my releases, like, we're all one huge team. Yeah. And Keys has his homies, shout out Tafa and them. Eid has his homies, you know what I mean? And we all are just like one big team that supports each other. And so that's what you end up seeing and hearing. Oh yeah. You end up seeing the result of all of us coming together and collaborating. So it's not one person. When you hear a Keys record, you don't hear just Keys. You hear the combination of all of us that have worked into inspiring and creating some project. When you hear a G-Salih project, you hear the combination of all these people who have played part. So that's amazing. It's super important to me.
I want to dive into some of the records, but before that, do you have and I hope you answer, do you have a favorite out of the 6? Not a favorite. Let's say if you were given one track to perform on Jimmy Fallon, right? Okay. Okay. Which track and why? I think I know, but which track and why? Can I guess, maybe?
Yeah. I want you to guess which one you think.
Wallah, look, I'm confused between two. But look, my three right now. Look, my favorite is Success. I really like that one, but I love 3 for 1, and I like a lot Back in My Bag. But I don't know if any of them, if I got any of them, like, I don't know if I'm right or something else. Tell me one song.
You know what? People have been asking me this like throughout the past 24 hours. I think right now, if I was to perform one on Jimmy Fallon, it would be 3 for 1.
Ooh,
3-for-1 special.
Oh,
that's the one I'll
that's the one.
Just
We'll
so high energy.
we'll talk about that for sure. But back in my bag, man. So again, you guys, please, if you're watching this, please do me a favor and do your E-drums a favor. This is an EP, 6 records, more in store. I believe the diversity of it, the way even you selected the tracks. I don't know if you did that deliberately, but beautiful. I was just driving and I heard 1, 2, 3. We got to start with this incredible record, Back in My Bag. You sampled the great Kobe Bryant, of course. I mean, with the job not finished quote. You don't understand. When I heard that, I had goosebumps. I was like, whoa, you coming in, you mean business, job not finished. It's not like, whatever success that you might have gotten, it's not done yet. Wow. How did that come like to use Kobe's word in that record?
Yo, Haas, Kobe is a huge influence on my life. It has been for so long.
Rest in peace, man. Yeah.
Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. Like when I was young, I remember watching Kobe, and not just watching him in terms of, his greatness on the court, but listening to the things that he would say.
Yes.
And the quotes and his quotes and like the way that he would present himself and behave, like it was like grit, just like pure perseverance and hard work and dedication to his craft.
And I feel that with the music, bro. Seriously, specifically with success and everything that G-Salih does. There's that energy. There's that Kobe feeling to it. Like, I'm not backing down. There's a lot of passion and a lot of wit, So yeah.
Yeah, that Mamba mentality was instilled from a young age. Kobe was a huge influence. So it was only right, that we open up the EP with that quote. Job's not finished, and more in store. It kind of like speaks to the whole theme of the project. And more in store is that he was talking to the reporter. He's like, "You're up 2-0.
Yeah.
Why haven't we seen you smile? Are you not happy?" And he's like, "What would I be happy about? Is the
job not finished?
Job not finished."
Yeah.
So that's how I feel. In terms of just in general, like you said, it plays a lot in my mentality of I'm never satisfied. I want to keep pushing the envelope. I want to keep pushing myself to achieve new barriers.
Wow. And with everything that, we go through as, local regional artists, I think like it's amazing to see someone like that, like someone like you addressing it that way. For me, you know what it meant when I heard that? I was like, wow, that means everything that you've done, you still, hey, I still have a lot to do more. This is like, it's not done. I don't think it will be done because it just meant that you're hungry, bro, which is always something I say. All of you guys at the circle, anyway, there's a certain hunger, but each and every one of you guys delivered in a certain way. Like me meeting the guys. First of all, I did not know that 80 Proof is 6'3" or 4, whatever. I'm like, I was really shocked, bro. He came out of that car. I was like, what? I talked to you on IG. I never really thought that because that's the first time I'm meeting.
He built like a power forward.
Yeah, big time, bro. I was like, I've been talking trash to this guy for quite some time. Oh my God. Right. And then Keys has a way, of course, and Ease, the bully, meeting him was, such a quiet person, but then when he spits on the mic, it's like, it's over. And I think, yeah, with you, this is, I think, what makes the circle lethal, man. And I salute you for that. That's a great record, man. 3-for-1 special. One of the lines or one of the bars, if I'm not mistaken, you said, ever since I started, I found that it's harder to stop or something like that. Like, when you said that, it was so interesting. Again, going back to the hunger and going back to the whole point of more in store. I don't know, man. It was just really fantastic and amazing to see that and feel that. And one of the things I loved how the beat was switching. I think it switched 2 times, if I'm not mistaken, or more than. Yeah, I was like, whoa. And now I know why you want to perform that on a show like Jimmy Fallon. Yeah. But tell me about this record.
Yeah, shout out Amar on production on all 3 of those beats. He did all 3 of them. But yeah, that record was crazy. So they were all separate songs. They all had started out as separate beats that I was writing on, and they were going to be their own things. And then as I was sitting, we were sitting with those songs in that vault I was telling you about. We're like, yo, why don't we combine these 3? Because they were so short. We were like, why don't we just combine?
Who came up with the idea of combining?
I think me and Amar were like talking about it or something. And we were like, yo, it would be dope if we put together these three beats, and I'm just rapping through the whole time. So then we realized we had these little snippets of these 3 beats. So we were like, all right, let's just throw them together.
Wow.
So it was just.
You were not hesitant at all to do that. Like there was no hesitation.
you know what? There wasn't hesitation because I knew it needed the EP. So by the way, this was the last record that we finished for the EP. Or
Okay.
I actually had like half of it done, and I had to go record or write and record another half to get it on the EP. But the EP needed that because you know, if you take away 3 for 1 special, it takes away just a certain energy.
Yes.
You know, and I knew that I wanted that 3 for 1 special type of like hunger and drive in the bars and just barring up like a 2-3 minute song. I wanted that to be on there, so it did what it, you know, it accomplished the assignment. So
yeah, no, salute to that.
Fun doing.
Yeah, no, big up. All right, Genie, I think with this one, you again speaking about diversity, that was you know, I don't know, that was a side of you I haven't seen a lot of before.
Girl, when you with me, you everything I hope. I just met a genie stuck in a bottle. Everything I need is everything I hope. Girl, when you with me, you everything I've hoped. For climb up the Fiji just to get water for you.
It was really, really interesting to hear. I gotta hear the record again one more time. But tell me about how this record was born.
Yeah, so Genie, Genie is a record that I did maybe late 2020 or early 2021. And it's just a record about, you know, finding, you know, it's about gratitude in a way, because it's everything I met a genie in a bottle. He said, "Do you need me?" I said, "No, I don't." You know, and it's about, you know, being grateful for what you have. And that's something that I've been practicing, you know, and trying to practice throughout all of last year and that time, you know, reflecting, being grateful for what I have. And it's also a record about being grateful for a relationship, you know, with somebody, or experiencing a new relationship with somebody. And that kind of covers, you know, the feelings associated with meeting somebody and, you know, being grateful that they've entered into your life and the impact they've had on your life. And so, so that's what that's about. But in terms of like, I really tried to dabble in, you know, singing. And this is something that I'm gonna tell you, by the way, HASS, when I was younger, let me tell you the first artist I ever heard of, or the first artist I ever started playing their music.
Michael Jackson.
You wouldn't believe who it was. No, it's not Michael Jackson. It's Usher.
Ooh.
Usher was the first artist I heard. Burn by Usher was the first song I ever heard. Yeah, I remember I asked my I know, it's crazy. I was like 8 years old, but I begged my dad to print the lyrics out. Come on. I begged him to print the lyrics out.
Oh, wow.
And I memorized the song, and it was actually the first show. I remember I was like 9 or 10. Bless my dad. He took me and my brother to an Usher concert, and that was even bigger. Whoa. Anyway, but
what?
It was
wow.
Yeah, man. It was Usher and Kanye West.
Wow.
I remember it was crazy back in like early 2000s. But so singing and like R&B has always been like a huge influence for me. And I always used to sing as a kid, and I always wanted to sing. So that's always been something embedded within me. It's just now that I'm starting to feel more comfortable trying to allow it to like creep in.
And you're not the first like rapper bars wise to say that. Many rappers that I know that like bars and like writing. If you ask them what do they listen to R&B all the time. Is that a fact with you? Do you like listening to R&B records? Like you enjoy that?
I love R&B. I love R&B. Erykah Badu. I listen to Sade. I listen to Sir, New Cap. Now,
see, that's incredible to me, because like, you know, one would know that G-Salih only listens to hardcore rap. Like it's that.
You would think.
Yo,
right.
That's amazing, bro. Again, before we jump into the fourth record, I think how comfortable are you with yourself right now in terms of like, you know, experiencing and trying these things? Like, you know, you've been doing this thing right now and you have a group and you're going solo. Things seems to be going, you know, well. We're faced in this pandemic, crazy times, but how comfortable are you in yourself? You're confident, you can try anything, you can take criticism if someone criticized you. Where are you now confidence wise? I mean, if this EP shows anything, you're really up there in my opinion, but where are you?
Man, HASS, I'm at a very high peak confidence wise.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. And confident, you know, when you're really aspiring to do something great, confidence is sometimes something you struggle with. you know, you get into these like phases a lot of times where you doubt yourself or you doubt your ability, or, you know, out of fear, you know, fear of what's going to happen next or the future. And so something that last year taught me was, okay, like, understand who you are and be comfortable in your own skin as who you are, and allow people to experience who you are. And I saw this quote the other day. It was like, you know, people are going to like you or they're not going to like you, but you would, either way, right? You would rather them like you or not like you for who you are. You know what I mean? So they might as well like you or not like you for who you are. So so I think confidence wise, I'm at a very high level, and I want to shout out like the Circle team, because from a confidence standpoint, from like a validation standpoint, we do so much for each other. Like we help each other from that standpoint in terms of like, yo, this is hard. Like, yo, yeah, feel free to like venture out into this type of creative like road. You know what I mean? Like, try to be as diverse. Like, we allow each other a space to do that, and we validate each other, and we tell each other when we like something. We tell each other when we feel like we can try different things. You know, so tough love between you guys. Like sometimes you'd say, is that relationship there? Like, no, this bar, I didn't like it, or whatever it is. Definitely. I don't know if it's so much like this bar, I didn't like it, but it's more so like, yo, I like this more than I like this.
Yeah.
Because, but that goes to like the freedom that we allow each other to express in our music. And it's really dope because we give and take from each other, creatively, you know, like Keys will do something really dope, like with his vocals too. And he's super diverse. And Ease is nowadays tapping into like a whole new sound.
Oh man, so I heard the stuff, you guys. I heard some of the records. Ease shocked me, man, like crazy, bro. 80 Proof's evolution is also mental for me.
Proof's evolution, if you listen back throughout Proof's discography and you listen to his music that he has out now and that we're soon to release, bro, you will be like, it's two different people.
Big time. Facts.
You know, his evolution is crazy too. So we all kind of push our own envelopes, and then we push each other to try and like, you know, reach new heights.
Mashallah. I love that. And that, I think that is absolutely. Glo'd Up. Am I saying it right? Glo'd Up.
Glo'd Up, yeah.
Yeah. Powerful record too. I really like this record. And again, I've heard the EP, I think twice. Success 3-4 special, more than 4 or 5 times. I really like, really connected with those.
You a bars guy, HASS.
Oh man, maybe, but yeah,
bars.
it's a vibe thing. Again, I keep saying it. You know, maybe some other people would like other things, and that's okay. Right. And that's what you said in the beginning. It has diversity. Tell me about Glo'd Up. And again, sorry, I didn't ask you. All 6 records produced production-wise. Who worked on the production of all of them?
So Ammar is on production on 2 songs.
Yeah, which are?
He produced Back in My Bag, and he produced all 3 of the beats on 3-for-1 Special.
Wow.
And then on Genie, we got Spaceman. Shout out Spaceman.
Shout out.
On Glo'd Up, we got AK the producer. Shout out AK in Dubai in
man,
as well.
Dope.
Yeah. He did his thing, came through last minute with some like unique changes on there too.
Wow.
On Success, we got somebody named S.Fire, super fire producer too.
Yo.
Just happened to find online.
Oh wow.
And then on RIP, we got beat by Ryan Clark.
What? That also that's amazing. The fact the diversity in the production and the producers, different names. No, big up, man. Tell me about Glo'd Up.
Figured it out. I put my energy into myself. Everything easier for me now. Soon as you get a little bit of they hit you like you too busy for me now. You're damn right, nigga. I feel like a damn scratch. So my gamma nigga sheesh. Pulling up, I tried to tide to feel the breeze.
So Glo'd Up was a song we started last year. And it goes to like what we were talking about before in terms of like, you know, introspection and, you know, trying to find yourself. That was a period of time where I was coming out of a period of time where I was very much in a state of doubt and in a state of like uncertainty. And I was, you know, I did a lot of like things throughout that time in terms of like getting myself back to a good mental space. And a lot of people went through that, you know, throughout last year, 2020, you know, just being locked in the crib and like not being able to be in social gatherings, see your friends, and then it gives you a lot of like me time. And during that me time, a lot of things are uncovered within you, right? So I took a lot of that time to kind of like self-reflect, do journaling, do like meditation, do like praying, and like becoming more in touch with my deen, and like reading a lot of self-help books and things like that.
I mean, I think social and activist work as well on the ground. And salute you, man, big time. You know, you've been doing a lot of amazing job. I see you always, and that's really incredible. You know, that you allowed yourself to do that.
Right. And so during that really like good like self-development time, this song came out of that. And it's just a song about, caring about yourself, and, a lot, a very transformative time, allowing like the baggage that you hold, letting that go, and just being free, and taking time to take care of yourself.
Yeah. Is it important to be selfish sometimes? Like, to focus you, even if that means like you're going to be backing away from the people that you love, or like whatever, just kind of recharge you?
I think it is. I think it is sometimes really important to take time to yourself.
Yeah, sorry. I meant like,
go ahead.
I mean, we kind of, I think, lose track in that sometimes, because we either want to satisfy the others, we want to just always look, we're good, we're doing well. But sometimes the only way you can actually get better is if you actually kind of, I guess it depends on everybody. Like for me personally, I play basketball, or I don't know, watch basketball. Shaquille O'Neal for me. Maybe for you is writing songs. And I think, would you say all these 6 records, you said you wrote them in this period, right? Like what was the newest one? Was it 3-4 special, 3-4-1 special?
The newest one was 3-4-1 special.
Yeah.
3-4-1 special was the last one we did. Running in Place was also one that we did pretty late, which Running in Place we did this year.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay. Success, man, that's definitely my favorite in the record, in the whole EP. I love this record. There is a shout out to Sincere's Dawn. Big up.
Sincere's Dawn killed it.
Blame it on my parents coming to the States from Sudan, working doubles overnighters to sustain what they can, raising us in houses bordered by a gate and some land, where the neighbors is Caucasian and don't pay with no cash. You better blame it on the fact that that's the blood in my veins. And with that bar, how could I ever get complacent? I can't. So my motivation to pick up this pen and this pad is so my mama don't gotta pick up a plate or a pan again. Got it.
So 2 questions here. There's definitely a certain different energy. And, I've been saying all this interview right now, you have an amazing energy, but this one is a different one. It's like it's like, this one is like when Kobe dunked on Dwight Howard. Like there's, it's like the, whoa, it's a very different, I don't know. Ana حسيت كده, that's again, a feeling. I felt that there's a certain energy, switch up, not something to prove, but like, you're just, I heard you, and it's like demanded respect and love automatically. That's the record, Ma'arif. I don't know. Ma'arif is a psychological, or it's the word success. I don't know. You guys have psychologists out there. You play with the name Madri, man. I don't know what it is, but it worked. Right. Tell me about success.
Yo, success. As soon as I heard that beat, shout out S.Fire. As soon as I heard that beat, I was like, bruh, I have to like just go in on this. You know what I mean? Like just with that, like we were talking about, like that hunger.
You see, you did it again. You did it again with that. We see the neck move.
You know what I mean? That's how I look when I'm writing. Like, nah.
Did it again. See, I gotta come in. I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah. It's that hunger. That's that hunger. HASS. Like, that verse was actually one of my favorites on the EP, because it really talks about how coming into the game and being like, okay, nah, I belong here.
Yes.
That confidence in like,
exactly.
I belong to be here. You know what I mean? And then the last 4 bars, even like, talking about the influence of, who I'm doing this for and the purpose behind me doing this. It's not just for me.
And what you said about your family, I think Sudan was like how they worked, and your family, all the work. And absolutely, bro. Me and you like basketball. One of the there was a John Starks. You remember John Starks, the player, and he was in New York point guard, and they asked him. He was a rookie, and he's facing Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player to play the game. or one of the greatest. And then they asked him, how you feeling? He's like, we all tie our shoe the same way. I'm not backing down. Now, he did lose, you know, but at the end of the day, you know, I hear you. And I think records like this, man, I think success can definitely be played on one of those, you know, wrestling slash, what's it called? Like the big league, the UFC kind of situation coming in, man. You know, if there was a fighter from Sudan, man, hit up this guy, man. Play this record.
Right. I can imagine somebody big walking into this joint, but it really gives you that energy. I think it's a very like motivating track.
Yeah. And last but not least, was it also deliberate to close with this record, Running in Place?
Will I remember to see my shorty or call my brother? When I forget to go hug my father, kiss my mother? Will I continue to work on me and the shit I love? Or will I get lost in the trouble that come with money? Your heart, painting your face, sending your dog, lighting your face.
So yes, it was deliberate to close with this record. This record almost didn't even make it on the EP. And it's a record that another beat that I heard, and shout out Ryan Clark. I'm shouting out everybody on this show,
of course,
but shout out Ryan Clark, because as soon as I heard that beat, I felt something. Like, I don't know if Haas, I don't know if you have these feelings. I know you told me, like, there's moments where you hear something, and it gives you a certain feeling. Like, you don't even have to like put words to it or contextualize it. You just feel something. So,
and you felt that with this beat.
I felt it with this Running in Place beat. I heard it and I was like, yo, you know, the things that I talked about on there were the feelings that it brought out of me immediately, you know, of really finding myself and understanding that, you know, there's a lot of things that you can fall victim to, and a lot of temptations that can draw you out of where you are, you know, whether that's doubt, whether that's, you know, vices or whatever it may be. There's a lot of things that can blind you or distract you from the journey that you're on. And so that's the feeling that it brought out of me and allowed me to like space to articulate that. And it's a very like production wise, it's a very like, it's all over the place.
Yeah.
Which I loved about it. Like, it has instrumentation, like the guitar is coming in a certain way and the drums are hitting crazy, and he has another guitar that comes in, and like it's so much going on, which I loved.
Did it challenge you
in terms of writing it?
Yeah. Like writing on that beat, like that vibe.
No, you know what? The writing came so easy. Like I said, it was just that feeling that I connected to it so fast, and the writing came really easy.
Which song you found difficulty kind of putting together? If there's any song, or like, you know, mashallah, you know, that's amazing that you're able to do that. But I guess I'm just trying to be philosophical here. You know, you have like 6 records. What was the most difficult record to write in terms of either emotions or even technically?
So I'll tell you what, I think the Glo'd Up, I spent a lot of time trying to finish that. Like the second verse especially.
Yeah.
Because there was points in it where I was like, okay, I could go this way with this flow, or I could go this way with this cadence, I could go this way with these words. So it was hard for me to like contextualize in a short time span, because the verse is really, it's like one verse and it's really short. I prefer when I can write as much as possible, because that gives me the like space to be able to just flow out. And that's probably even why I rap so fast, because I have I experiment with a lot of different flows. Because it gives me the opportunity to get out as many words and, you know, describe how I feel or what I want to talk about. But that one, it was
mashallah alayk, bro. Mashallah alayk.
That one, Allah barik feek. That one was very like a very short time span, and you know, it was like the last one of the last ones we were doing, and we were like, okay, we got to get this out. So
yeah, you know, in your hoodie, we're all human. There's a certain humbleness about all of you guys at the circle, especially all of you guys. There's a, you know, mashallah, does that like, how big of a role does that play in the music? I mean, talking what you just talked about, being closer to Allah, understanding where we are at this point in life. Generally, there's a lot of bad things happening in the world. There's a lot of good things happening in the world. There are people that, you know, suffering, struggling right now. You know, shout out to the brothers and sisters everywhere in the world, really.
All over the world.
How in what way does that impact or affect? The reason I'm asking is that because a lot of people would say, like, hey, you know, why do people rap about relationships and stuff like that? And there's a lot of people going in and as if people don't have relationships, and you know what I mean? The relationship are gonna stop happening because of that.
Right.
What do you think about these things? Well, it doesn't cross your mind. You just write.
Of course, I think about these things. You know, us as artists, and I'm sure a lot of artists can, you know, resonate with this. Like, we write to our experience of the things that we experience in our lives, right?
From your lens.
From our lens and our view perspective. And a lot of things that, you know, just a lot of times the art that we're putting out is not necessarily so other people can consume, but it's a way for us to be able to get those feelings across, get those feelings out, or cope with certain things, or, you know, understand certain things better through our art. So as artists, you know, that's something that we keep in mind, and we should always keep in mind, is that we're not making art for the consumption of others all the time. It's more so, man, you know,
you don't understand. I love hearing that because I'm sure you know Bu Kulthum. I'm not sure if you heard of him. Bu Kulthum is a Syrian rapper, raps mainly in Arabic, but he released a record called Yeah. I want to send it to you. But one of the verses he says is one of the bars is like, you know, is what you just said right now. It makes me feel good. I rap because, you know, I love rapping and stuff like that. And then he says, I sing or rap and you will listen. That's the way things are dealt. That's the line in Arabic, which I liked. And you just said it right now, because sometimes rapper or singer would express themselves. And I think social media kind of changed that, man, because right now we feel, I'm not going to say entitled, but like, you know, you release this now EP, 6 records, واحد بيسمعه ب 18 دقيقة, 18 minutes, 20 minutes, and they're like, hey, bro, I didn't like this song. And I told you know, and it took you a year or whatever it is to work on this and put it together, and just it took you some time, obviously, to work on it. I think that also plays a big role in how music is perceived. Back then, you either heard the person live, you saw them, you know, express it live. It was just different way of consuming music. So beautifully said right there. G, have you ever thought about writing a book, man? Seriously, you should write a book.
Yo, it's not surprising that you asked that question, because yes, but like, I'm very like, I love reading books, and I love like diving into like philosophy and like, you know, different like just learning as much as I can. I love learning about different things and like different perspectives. But yeah, I love reading, bro. And I wanted to comment on your point about, you know, social media, because nowadays, you're right, we are very like outward looking or like public looking in our mindsets and our like perspectives on things. Like we think that whatever we're doing is, like we were saying, for the consumption of others, or whatever we do is inevitably going to be consumed by others, so then we should adapt to like however people should see it. But that's, you know, but it shouldn't be external, internal. It should be internal.
Yeah.
And, you know, you are who you are. And it like gets into this conversation of like, how, if you're thinking about how other people are perceiving you, and try to, you know, play to the however they may or may not perceive you, then everybody becomes the same, you know, and that gets rid of like the uniqueness in you know, man, in you as an individual.
I'm telling you, he's writing a book, man. I'm telling you, he's writing a book. He doesn't want to tell us. It's dropping soon.
As long as you my co-author.
No, you definitely don't want me writing. But listen, couple of things right here. Man, this is gonna, let me give you the Z.
Hey, let me give you the Z. Actually, here go to play with the fool in the ash. Sudan, now that mean the land of the blacks.
Man, bro, Sudan, I gotta ask you about this. Sudan Cypher, that line, bro. I met a person last week. He's like that beginning of that cipher, bro. So how did what did Sudan Cypher mean to you? You participating in it? You know, what did it mean to you? Like, because that line is iconic right now. You know, people are like, you know, they're
yo, crazy shout out to you, HASS. Crazy shout out to you for not just the Sudan Cypher, which was amazing and an incredible joining of so many Sudanese artists, but for everything that you do for the culture in Sudan. You know,
like, man, bro, I don't know. I think I'm half Sudanese, but yeah, Brooklyn did an amazing job with the beat.
Honorary, you know? Sudanese, gotta be, bro. But yeah, that record, we gotta get you a passport. Was crazy, man. Brooklyn did the beat. He killed the beat. It should belong in a museum, like I said.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It was just like a vibe, man. It was dope right into it. And it was dope hearing the other artists do their thing on it. And like everybody spazzed, everybody killed it. I couldn't even pick a favorite verse. Like everyone.
Bro, if you go on YouTube sometimes and you go like reactions, I love the reactions of people, and it's different, and it's just amazing to see it. And it's like with you specifically, it's like, oh, this guy's Kendrick Lamar. It's J. Cole. It sounds like that. It was like, you know.
Yeah, it's hilarious. The reactions are crazy, yo. If I went on YouTube the other day, somebody.
Yeah. You guys go YouTube Sudan Cypher reaction and see the reactions. Just mad. Okay. Not top 5, but just give me 5 rappers you like listening to. I don't like lists. Okay. Yeah, and I think if we're talking about lists real quickly, I think we need to include some femcs in this list right now. I'm sick and tired of seeing all these 100 lists that comes out specifically from the States. No Queen Latifah, no MC Light, no Rhapsody, no Lil Kim, no, I don't know what. Like there are some incredible femcs out there just killing it.
Yeah.
So 5 names that you personally enjoy vibing with and listening to as rappers. Go, G.
I'm glad you didn't say top 5 because it's so
hard.
No. But 5. Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole,
of course,
Lauryn Hill.
Ooh.
Dang, this is hard. Andre 3000.
You're a rapper. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a rapper's rapper. And then the last one I'm gonna have to go with. I love Rhapsody. So I'm gonna say Rhapsody. We got 2 MCs in there.
Yo, that's a big list, like right there. I thought you'll say like a Jay-Z or Nas.
You know what? I didn't get into Jay-Z until, and this is so embarrassing.
No.
444. It's so embarrassing, bro. I didn't get into him till 444. Then I went back and I started listening to like his whole discography. And people always look at me like, are you serious?
I mean, but that's a fact. You represent a lot of people like that. It's the same thing with I think Rakim for me personally, as my 41 year Rakim, Nas, like this is for me it's you know, people like that, you know. Black Thought for me is just mental, bro, like in terms of
crazy.
You know,
Black Thought is crazy.
Yeah.
Black Thought's crazy. Shout out to the Roots.
When we say shout out to the Roots, when we say these names, bro, does that you're in the game of rap? You're a rapper. You are in the same, you know, category as these guys. What does that make you feel? Yeah, like is that like, you know, we belong in a culture where it started in the early 70s. It's now all over the world. It's the #1 genre in the world, culture in the world. People talk about it all the time, specifically Arabic rap right now, by the way. It's doing so well in the diversity. Amazing. How does that make you feel that you belong to hip hop culture right now?
It's so beautiful being, you know, a student of the game and understanding, you know, how much has gone into the genre of hip hop, you know? Like nowadays, it started in such a united front, and like just culturally has had such an impact on cultures even, you know? And now it's expanded in a global scale, and there's so many different types of rap and so many different regions who have adopted and like turned it into their own thing.
Facts.
You know, so it's beautiful. And like me seeing myself within the scheme of all that is just crazy to like know that I'm playing a certain part or I'm contributing to this whole entire culture as a whole, you know? So
you are, brother. Your hunger alone is inspiring. I say that a lot. Every time I hear you, you have a unique sound. You're like, that's G. Khalas, that you have it. And that's amazing. A provocative question for you. When are we going to see you rep more that Sudanese beats, vibe, energy, kind of represent that more? Because right now, I think with everything that you do, you're really building a big name for you in rap generally, like as a rap, khalas, done, which I really love and I admire about you guys as the circle. That's one thing I really like about you. You're not really forcing too much Sudan on people. Like, khalas, you're Sudanese, done. That's how we are. That's how we right. Amazing. That's why I say it's provocative. When are we going to see you? Like, you know, with the Sudan Cypher, it had a lot of Sudan, you know, obviously sampled and vibe. Are you into that? Are you preparing for something, you know, similar to that?
So this is something Proof always says. He's like, yo, we're not Sudanese artists. We're just artists.
Facts.
You know, and it rings true for me because I'm just an artist, but I'm an artist who's influenced by so many different things, you know.
Right.
And I'm very influenced by Sudanese culture. I'm very influenced by American culture.
Yes.
You know, so these are just the both sides of me that I express in my music. And you know, growing up, Sudan was a huge, you know, like we were talking about earlier, the microcosm of Sudan that parents here tried to create. And so it has been a huge influence, and I think we'll continue seeing that in my art because it's me.
Yeah.
You know, but not necessarily, like you said, we're not necessarily forcing anything in particular. We're just being the artists that we are. And big ups to the homies in Sudan, the artists in Sudan who are doing a thing and doing it at such a scale that, like, bro, everyone deserves to hear the sound that's coming out of Sudan. Like artists like my man, artists like Flipter, and artists like Too Dope, and artists like, you know, OD, and like all the homies over there. Like there's probably a lot I forgot to mention. Rotation. All these people are amazing, you know.
The sound in Sudan, you know, with even with Maz Mars and Sido Simba and like, you know, the Afro fusion, the vibe, the Sudan fusion. Yeah, man, it's very diverse, and you're absolutely right on point right there. And I keep saying it, you know, like right now, Sudan is really like in terms of the sound, I think it is definitely evolving. But like I said, again, I don't think you guys as the circle, you're not forcing it, which is something. It's not صراحة, it's not something easy to do. Like because you're Sudanese, you love your country, so but it's an amazing decision to keep it as an artist, and I salute Proof for that, and all of you guys. Okay, I know that you dropped this, but can we talk in the next few months? We're celebrating that, of course, and this is all about it. But and let that sink in, let the success sink in for that. But what are you planning for 21? Like, what's the remaining of the year look like for you?
So the rest of the year, we're looking at, I'm definitely going to drop more music, a lot more coming, more in store. You know what I mean? So stay tuned for all that. Between now and then, the circle, we cooking up some fire music right now.
You know, I heard some of it. We did a quick chat up, and I heard some of the stuff. Some of them without your verse in it because it wasn't really sent in there. But man, it was just, yo, I'm like, this is dope. Wait until you add G-Salih to it, and it's over.
Bro, they literally send me like a folder. My inbox is full of fire right now. I haven't gotten the chance to like go in and like lay down all my verses because I've been so all over the place with this. But I'm finally like sitting, and this is where I'm gonna be sitting at and locking in on all the music that we have. They sent me literally inbox full of fire, bro.
It was.
I don't even know now.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I'm gonna burn up just trying to lay down something on this.
Yo, man, before I let you go, so obviously it was released you know, today, the record. Which record you thought the people kind of vibed with the most, like in terms of like you in the engagement on social media up till now, if you can make anything, or not yet? Like, did you figure it out in terms of people vibing?
So a lot of people are vibing to 3-for-1 special. A lot of people hit me up about that.
Okay.
And I've been seeing that all over the place. What's real special to me, no pun intended, is the fact that people are gravitating towards Running in Place as well. And that's a song that almost didn't make it on the EP, and that I almost hesitated with before we put it on there. But a lot of people like it. So
that proves that, you know, when you put out art, you never know who's gonna, you know, relate to it. But man, seriously, I just wanted to talk to you about, you know, obviously mainly the EP. I think we're going to be talking more, but I wanted to highlight more in store, which is available on streaming. You guys, please go stream it and show love. 6 records, just dive in. It is exactly, let me just get that right. How many minutes is it? 18 something?
It's 1840 something. 1846.
Facts. 1846.
Or is it
you guys?
1846.
1846. Dive in, click play, and just understand. It's incredible how you were able to do it, bro, and how we get to know you even more. It's, for me, it's definitely the energy, the passion, but the highlight for me is the hunger, which proves the more in store kind of thing. And this hunger is inspiring. I'm not a rapper, but it inspires me to be hungry myself I've been doing this since 2007, and I kind of relate to each and every artist out there. With you, it's the hunger. Because like, okay, yalla, 2007, still at it, new people, new challenges, new things. I still got to prove myself into other people or whatever it is. I got to prove myself to me more. I got to evolve. I got to do this. I got to do that. So I want to thank you, brother, for inspiring someone like me who is in like, 40, 41, and you're still able to inspire and impact that way, which is the whole essence of music, in my opinion. You're doing it in your own way. You're very authentic, very real, and I salute you. So if you have any last words, my brother, to all your fans, now is your time.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much for all those words. More in store, out now. Take 1846. We said exactly on the dot of minutes of your time. And let me know what your favorite record is. More music to come. Circle coming through soon. And thank you. More in store.
Yalla, man. Peace and love to everybody. Like and subscribe. G-Salih. نقول لك السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
عليكم السلام.